Autophiles!
Autophiles!
Welcome to our first hybrid episode of Cars and Coconuts and a review.
A review of a very expensive car.
Yeah.
It feels very expensive. It looks expensive.
It sounds expensive.
It sounds expensive.
This is like some... this is something the government guy said before. Looks like me, sounds like me.
But not me.
It's not me.
But I mean, it feels expensive.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, we haven't done a Cars and Coconuts this year.
In a while.
2025, man.
Yeah. You've been busy doing homework. You choose. you chose this.
I choose the path of homework. And
you graduate from university so many years ago, right? Come back. I want to go back to school.
What if I start again? Yeah. So basically, I've been going back to school, so we have not been able to find the time to do Cars and Coconuts. We have been shooting a lot of reviews.
The sound! What the?
Not even in sports mode.
Okay lah. Okay.
So essentially, this is if you want an explanation for why we stopped doing Cars and Coconuts, it's basically my fault. But we will.
Yes, it's his fault.
It's my fault. I think by second half of this year, because the classes will slow down and it'll be more research work.
Right.
Then it'll be better lah.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll revisit Cars and Coconuts later this year.
Right.
But for now, we'll try to do a recap, mostly about the Malaysia Auto Show.
Yes.
But also a lot of the developments around the car industry in
Right.
the last 6 months.
Right.
But also we have this Mercedes.
To play with.
Yeah. This is the GLC 43 AMG Coupé.
Yes.
We've already done the GLC 300 earlier. I think this was last year or the year before.
The GLC 300. Yes, we have done the GLC 300. We've done the previous model GLC 43.
Yes.
Which is this.
But the previous gen lah. So that time was a 3 litre V6.
Yeah.
Now it's a 2 litre 4-cylinder. But so we've done like two extremes of this one. I didn't want to tell you early on. I wanted you to drive the car first and then guess it lah. But even from like the feel, you can kind of tell it's a 4-cylinder.
It's not just that. The sound is completely piped in, isn't it?
I mean, you see, we're in comfort mode. Normally in AMG cars, if you want that little exhaust burble, you have to put it in sports. This one in comfort is already doing that. That means I know they're overcompensating.
They're overcompensating. You're right, very perceptive. But not just that. AMG stands for something. It has never been about great performance. M is about performance. AMG is about, I got money. I'm going to do whatever the heck I want. You know, I'm going to bark and fart on a traffic light. Do spin out just because I can. I don't feel it here.
Yes.
That madness is not there. And if it's not mad, then it's just a loud Mercedes.
Well, I mean, the 43 series for AMG in particular is really where you start to see the compromise. You start to see the Benzification of AMG. Because this format of AMG never existed before the previous generation.
Right.
Before this, whenever Mercedes does this, they don't call it AMG. They call it 400 or 450. 400 if I'm not mistaken. So only after they acquired AMG, they were like, hey, why don't we just call the 400 43? We slap some AMG badges on it.
So people will buy. And then have some signature and whatnot.
No, you see, if it was a real AMG, you have a signature on the engine.
But this one don't have.
This one, I mean, this one might have because it's the 2 litre, so it might have it. But when it was doing the 3 litre V6, it didn't have the signature.
It didn't have. But there was some craziness there.
There was some craziness,
I don't get the craziness here.
Yeah, this era is a bit lost.
And to be honest, other than the sound, it's not that fast.
Yeah, the rapidness is not really there.
Or maybe we are so used to EV that locks you in like that. That this is no longer.
It's not gila.
It's not gila.
It's not gila.
You know?
It's so fun. It's got soul, quote unquote, but...
Well, what soul? But that's piped in, right?
Piped in soul.
and then how is this different from a Ioniq 5N or...
Have you not fallen in love with the AI yet? You can find artificial soul, yo. It's not real lah.
The biggest problem is a 2 litre lah.
Well, maybe you try slotting it into Sport Plus.
Okay.
So you turn that knob until it says S Plus.
Okay. One more.
Now you're track mode already.
Wait. That bum. I feel a bit.
You feel a little bit.
I feel a bit.
That is what you're missing, right?
That's what was missing just now. Completely missing. Cannot lah. Mana boleh.
So now let's fly in Sports Plus.
It's not there, bro.
If we were in an EV, we'd be there already.
First of all, it's not as fast and violent as an EV. Number two, the sound is as pipe in as an EV would pipe it in.
Yeah.
What was the car we drive?
The Aura.
Panamera Cat. No, the Aura 07.
Yeah.
It also pipes in, and I was laughing.
Yeah.
And at least in an EV, I would be pinned against the seat. This is not.
There's no fear factor here.
No, there was no danger. There is no. This is a very fast Mercedes.
Yeah. It's that. It's not really an AMG. It's a very fast Mercedes.
The problem is the 2 liter.
Yeah.
You have to spool.
Yeah. And to move this kind of weight, you feel it.
Maybe in a lighter car, it would have like the C63. But that one gets a lot of hate.
I think this engine gets away with it in the A45 because the A45 is...
Because they're hot hatch, right?
It's hot hatch and it's very firm. It's a sickening car to drive.
Yeah.
This car is actually relatively comfortable.
Comfortable, yeah.
So you don't get
because it's heavy, right?
And it's air suspension and all that. So I think they kind of made it a little bit too soft for this engine.
Okay.
And too heavy for this engine.
Okay.
So...
But it's a 500,000 ringgit car, so I have to...
you guess the price.
Oh, is that? Yeah. So I have to find some good, and there are good.
Yeah.
You see, it's a bit like this, you know. We are not talking about Chinese car like as if it's greatest of them all.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just the price point that they're asking. What else do you want?
Yeah.
You want to complain, bro? You're not paying anything. But when you're paying 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, then certain level of expectations are there.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I mean, at a very fundamental level, this is a decent car. I was driving it; it was comfortable.
Yeah.
Firmness is just right for a sporty car, right? Not uncomfortable, not jarring, not weird.
I mean, you're in Sports Plus now.
Yeah. And it's okay.
Yeah, handling Kampong Subang roads like nothing.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's actually fundamentally a very competent car. Whatever complaints that we're talking about is that magic, that last 0.5% that makes the difference between a normal car and an AMG.
Yeah. And you feel that in the 63 cars, the real AMG-ness.
Right.
But the problem is the 63 cars are a bit too rough to drive every day.
It's a bit tiring.
Yeah, it's very tiring.
It's more an occasion car.
Yeah.
Whereas this is supposed to be dailyable, and it is. There's just one thing, the magic is just the 0.5% magic of what you pay for is not there. Yeah. And the 0.5% is probably 100,000 ringgit.
And here's the thing. I think that the previous GLC Coupe 43 that we reviewed,
I don't feel it, bro.
Yeah. I feel like the previous one with the 3 liter.
Yeah.
I think on paper it's probably worse than this, but I think it was a better deal.
It was a better deal. When you kick, it kicks, you know.
Yeah.
There was a kick. It probably isn't as fast. I don't know.
This is a 5-second car. 4.8 seconds if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
400 over Newton meters of torque. It's powerful. It's just that
even the Smart Brabus is crazier than this.
Yes.
Right?
And what's the price of the Smart Brabus?
250,000.
Yeah. That's
and so much electronic controlling. You see, I full throttle across. It doesn't give me. It doesn't give me.
Yeah.
So how do I have fun? The whole idea of an AMG is that it's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, at least some crazy. I don't demand an AMG GTS crazy. But some level, at least let me hear my tires lose grip.
Yeah. Actually, the whole time, I mean, I haven't driven this car much. I've driven it for 1 hour plus, but driving it hard, cannot get the tires to squeal.
There you go.
That is not AMG.
Sport Plus.
Yeah.
AMG squeals everywhere at the tire. Yeah. Right? And it's just too safe. It's
sterilized.
It's sterilized. It's Audi. Right?
Yeah.
It's Audi.
What a shame. So honestly, I think the previous gen GLC 43, now that you can get it used,
it's not bad.
It's not bad.
The 3 liter V6 is decent.
It's nice.
Yeah.
That feels a little bit more AMG than
there's a bit of craziness there. I remember. I remember we were driving around Bangsa, and there was a bit of craziness because we stopped at the traffic light, go pop, pop, pop. And I felt like one of those F boys that I look down on driving Volkswagen Golf with the fart noises.
Yeah.
I never failed to show them disdain, you know. I rolled down my window and I showed them this face.
You are that old person.
No, I'm not, but I purposely showed them judgment.
So I mean, this is not going to be like a comprehensive review of that, but I think summarizing our thoughts is that it's a decent comfort.
It's very competent, you know. They're comfortable. Let's go back to.
I think if you were in a Mercedes-Benz research and development lab, coming up with a product to replace your 3 liter because of emissions, and you did this, hats off to you, man. You did a really good job. It's just that the market has moved on. You have EVs that are a quarter of the price of this that can give you more drama. Half the price that can give you
more drama in an EV than in than an AMG.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Unreal.
Yeah,
Unreal.
So let's move on to cars in Coupé. You can. Hey, do you have any errands to run? Do you have to go?
No. But I want to ask you. Let's talk figure. What's the horsepower? 500.
Give me a second. I have the figures in here. It's 421 horsepower.
Okay.
500 Newton meters of torque.
Okay.
Yeah, and it has.
It should kick already.
It has an EV motor in there.
Huh?
It's very small
Hybrid, mild
starter
hybrid.
generator, very mild hybrid, which is supposed to be 150 Newton meters of torque.
Oh, that's a
extra.
lot still.
It's a lot, but do you feel it?
I don't know.
Does it feel like a 650?
No, it doesn't.
It does not. This
Does
feels like a 400 plus Newton meter torque car, but because it's a 2 liter, feels like that power comes in at the end. It doesn't come in.
Yeah, there is a lack of response in the throttle in the beginning.
Yeah.
Especially around. Oh, that's good. Especially around bends that usually people would slow down, and I would, but I'm trying to test the car, and it's not giving me. What
is going on here?
Vroom, 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 vroom.
To be honest, when I got in the car, I didn't know it was the 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
I got in the car, I started driving it, I was like, oh, okay, it's got that gurgle of an AMG car.
Yeah.
Only after a while when revving it, I was like, hey,
The behavior is 4-cylinder.
It's a bit, yeah.
It's like a high, big turbo 4-cylinder.
Yeah. I mean, obviously a lot better than the 90s era big turbo, but it still doesn't.
But
have
those
that
days
immediate.
cars were light.
Yeah.
You know, so the responsiveness is there. Because it was so light, this is probably 2 ton plus.
Yeah, it's probably. I'm not going to check it out, but definitely it's going to be heavy.
All right, so yeah.
Okay, they cleared all the land here.
Yeah, because the government is going to extend that road.
More lanes.
Yeah, more lanes to turn.
That's why we need more lanes, so you can put more cars on the road. We only sell
that solution
800,000 cars a year.
And this year is going to drop, right?
Yeah.
So obvious.
It's going to drop to 750. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I suspect towards the end of the year there will be a big EV push. Because they can't get their tax break anymore.
Yeah. I don't think the government will extend right now. Okay, P is here. That's wow. Intuitive, Okay, so what's your thought on this?
What's my thought? I mean, honestly, I preferred the previous GLC.
The 3 liter V6. New is not always better.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things in here that I think slightly nicer. Like, I mean, the cabin is a little bit nicer in places, but I prefer the previous look.
I can't remember.
Remember the old C-Class?
Yeah. That melted black goo.
Basically that. The screen was like combined.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think that car looks bad at all.
It's okay.
Yeah, but
this is a coupe.
That was also a coupe.
Oh, that was also a coupe. Okay. I forgot. That means I completely forgot how it looks.
Yeah, and I don't think the price of this is lower than that. Even though you got a 2 liter, like I'm okay with the 2 liter if you give me big savings. Build quality still okay?
No. I was in a Volvo yesterday. Horrible.
Oh, which one?
This whole thing was shaking. I didn't want to shoot up because it was in a shopping mall. It was horrible. It's worse than Proton.
Wow.
Back then. It's horrible. I'm not kidding you, especially these vents. Alright. This one is not great because I was in Cherry and every single Cherry was rock solid, man. In the auto show. Anyway.
Even the jet tours and all that.
Anyway.
So yeah, my thoughts are, I mean, it's a very sanitized car. I think it's maybe easier to live with than the previous.
If Mercedes made an Audi, this would be.
Yeah. And then the Rotax 2 liters, what? 380 ringgit.
Yeah.
So if you really want a easy to daily performance car, this is okay.
Okay.
No range
but
anxiety.
500,000, you have a lot of choices.
Yeah, and
you can buy Taycan.
And whatever savings you get from buying the used version of the previous one of this, you pay the Rotax.
You pay the Rotax.
So I would buy the previous one. It's not like this one is more usable space in the back also. The boot is still small, the rear seats are still small.
It's a very cramped, modern Mercedes, a very cramped interior.
C-Class.
It's built nicely. It's built nicely. There are some complaints, but I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. But Yeah, but crema, huh? Very crema.
Yeah, what are your closing thoughts?
I think fundamentally as a car, it's very competent. But when you put an AMG badge on it, it's sort of like S-Line, AMG Line,
it's real
AMG tune, right? Yeah. It needs to achieve certain ethereal quality. We're not just talking about competence already. Yeah. We're not talking about comfort or suspension capability. No, I think those fundamentals are there. And when you're paying 400,000-500,000 ringgit for a Mercedes-Benz, you expect these things. So there's no mistake there. In fact, they did pretty well as a normal car. Yeah. So if this is not an AMG badge car, but a GLC 450, 480, 500, I would say this is a pretty decent car. Yeah. A 4-star, 4.2 star out of 5 overall, isn't it? Performance is pretty good. Comfort is all balance, good balance of comfort and sportiness. You know, electronic stability, all quite active. Even though you don't feel it intrusive, it's always there. You feel it. You don't feel it, but you know it's always there. I cognitively know it's always there. But when you put an AMG badge there, you're telling me this tuned by AMG, even though you're giving him a small engine. I understand regulations and restrictions, but the reality is, where's that crazy? AMG stands for something. Yeah. Just like M stands for something. M stands for autism.
Where's the M in autism?
So autistic approach to racing, right?
Yeah.
Where else? AMG stands for crazy. Complete nuts, bonkers. That's how you describe AMG. And if you've driven old AMG cars, mostly are 60 something, right? They're bonkers one. You cannot relax one. You come to a start of and people will be judging you. What the f is wrong with you? All you do, that's what you do lah. Yeah. I got money you don't have, right? Shut up. Yeah. That's how you are in an AMG. I don't get that stupid crazy here. This is a very sanitized car. It's almost Audi-like, right? And it's fast. It's competent. It has weaknesses of an inline 4.
Yeah, this should have been a Benz AMG line.
But you're not giving me the pros. I mean, every car has its weakness, but you're not giving me the pros to overlook its weaknesses. Yeah. And if you're charging marginally higher than you would a normal Benz, because it's souped up, all this spec, fine. But you're not, isn't it?
Yeah, this is about 100k more than the regular base model.
Yeah. A base model is how much now? 400.
400.
So high. I still expect the 300 plus environment. No more idea.
No more.
Oh,
But they made it a mild hybrid. There's a few upgrades over the previous one, but it's still...
But you don't say, I don't know.
Yeah.
And if you ask me, ultimately, most people wouldn't know, ma. And ultimately, it's just, do you feel it's fast? Fast-ish, lor. Is it fast like 600 Newton meter? No. It doesn't feel like it. Yeah. Many EVs are much faster with less torque.
And less drama.
Less drama.
Don't even have to say it's an AMG.
Not only that, many EVs we've driven with that pipe-in sound has more drama than this with the pipe-in sound.
That one EV with the pipe-in sound.
No, there was another one. Was it Kia? EV6, was it?
Was it? No, it wasn't Kia. It wasn't Kia. Was it the Hyundai?
Did we drive a Hyundai? I didn't drive the Ioniq, but I know the Ioniq 5 has that.
The N1.
N1, okay. Hey, Lamborghini was benchmarking that car.
No shame.
No. So anyway, my answer is this: as a normal Mercedes, I think it's pretty decent. Pricing, of course, is always a factor. But as an AMG, I think this is not an AMG.
Yeah, it's not.
The previous AMG is more AMG, even though it's a 43.
Yeah, and even back then, people were already saying this is not a real AMG. But now it really feels.
If that wasn't AMG, then this is AMG line, bro.
Yeah.
You know.
Very sad.
AMG line.
Yeah. I think they still call it an AMG just to make the customer think, oh, you know, this is what I'm paying $500,000 for.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Really
it's not AMG enough, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's all.